I never thought my life could unravel so violently, not until the morning I realized the president of our homeowners association was trying to poison my service dog. That day, I was standing on the lawn with Titan, my German shepherd and closest companion. He had seen me through countless sleepless nights, grounded me through flashbacks, and anchored me during moments I thought I'd fall apart. Then I saw Linda Halbrook marching toward us. Her expression was flat and emotionless, the same deadpan look she used when delivering fines or warnings to terrified neighbors. But this time she held something in her hand, a bottle of murky liquid, swirling like a witch's brew. I froze. There was something off, deeply wrong about the way she held it, as if she meant to use it. Instincts from my military days surged to the surface. I didn't need proof. My gut screamed danger. Titan felt it too. His ears pinned back, a low growl rumbling in his throat. I took a step back, hoping she would explain herself or retreat. Instead, she advanced, eyes locked on Titan like a predator. My name is Mark Dalton. I served with the Army overseas until a roadside bomb nearly cost me my life and my sanity. After the injuries, I fought daily battles with PTSD, and Titan was my lifeline. Trained to spot anxiety attacks, he could sense the smallest shift in my breathing. Cedarbrook Glen was supposed to be our fresh start. A calm, tree-lined neighborhood where I could finally heal. But from the day I moved in, I heard whispers, "Don't cross Linda. She'll ruin you." At first, I thought it was just suburban drama. Then Linda's eyes narrowed and she hissed, "You realize your dog violates our updated pet policy, don't you?" I stayed calm. "Titan's a service dog," I said slowly. "Protected under federal law. I've already sent the board the paperwork." Linda snorted. A dismissive, bitter laugh. "Community standards override whatever fancy laws you think apply here," she spat, her grip on the bottle tightening. Inside it, I saw strange movement like oil in water, swirling ominously. This had gone far beyond passive-aggressive notices taped to my door. I'd received the first 2 weeks earlier, demanding I register Titan. Then another, saying he violated an obscure bylaw about unapproved animals. I had responded each time, citing the Americans with Disabilities Act. The last letter had threatened legal action, signed with Linda's dramatic scrawl. But never in my life did I expect to face her on my own lawn, wielding poison. Titan whimpered, backing up. I raised my arm protectively. "What's in that bottle?" I asked. She glared. "None of your business." Part of me wanted to rip it out of her hands, but training told me to de-escalate. "You do know that interfering with a service animal is a federal crime," I said firmly. "That's not an HOA matter. That's the law." Her eyes blazed. "Don't lecture me about the law. Around here, I am the law." I felt a familiar dread building in my chest, like the calm before incoming artillery. She lunged forward and sprayed. I jumped, my arm taking the brunt of it. The smell was overwhelming: bleach, ammonia, something toxic. Titan yelped and stumbled backward. My eyes burned. My stomach turned. I shouted, "Someone call the cops." A door slammed somewhere in the distance. She tried to spray again, but I deflected her. She stumbled and screamed, "You're assaulting me." I yanked my phone from my pocket, thumb shaking as I opened the camera. She saw it, hissed, and retreated. Titan staggered to my side, eyes red and watering. I dropped to my knees beside him. "Easy, boy. Hang in there." Neighbors peeked through windows, curtains twitching. No one came out. Finally, Mrs. Alvarez across the street stepped onto her porch. "Do you want me to call 911? "Yes," I croaked. "Tell them Linda Halbrook just tried to poison my service dog." I brought Titan inside and flushed his eyes with cool water. The burns looked painful, but he could still focus. Relief flooded me. Police and an ambulance arrived within minutes. Officer Hayes was the first to step out. He radiated calm. "You got a report someone tried to poison a dog?" he asked. "She sprayed him with something," I said. "It's not water. The smell is still out there." Another officer collected samples from the lawn while I showed them the video footage. Hayes' jaw tightened. "That's more than enough to investigate. Where does she live?" I pointed down the street. "House 112. She runs the HOA out of it." A paramedic named Blair checked Titan. "No permanent damage yet," she said. "But he needs to be seen by a vet." I promised to take him as soon as I gave a statement. Hayes warned me that Linda might spin a different story. She's saying the dog was aggressive, that she acted in self-defense. "But we've got your video." plus some statements already. At the vet, they diagnosed mild chemical burns, nothing permanent if caught in time. I held Titan's paw, whispering that I wouldn't let anyone hurt him again. Back home, I began knocking on doors. Most neighbors were hesitant, scared of Linda. But Tony from 2 houses over said she fined him for painting his shutters the wrong shade of blue. Another neighbor admitted Linda once threatened foreclosure over a $25 late fee. I dug deeper. Linda, it turned out, was pushing a development plan that would expand Cedarbrook Glen into a protected wetland. My protests and Titan's service dog status stood in her way. The land was part of an old conservation easement once signed by my grandfather decades ago. I contacted an environmental attorney, Ms. Delaney. She reviewed everything and said if that land is protected, she can't legally touch it. We drafted letters to the city council, attaching the easement agreement. She also included details about Linda's intimidation tactics. Days passed. Titan slowly healed. Then one morning, I found a chunk of raw meat in my bushes. Titan sniffed it and I yanked him back. The smell chemicals. I called Officer Hayes. He examined it, bagged it, and said, "If this matches the liquid from the lawn, we'll move forward." That night, Titan barked and bolted to the window. Linda was crouched near my mailbox, crowbar in hand. I turned on the porch light. She fled. The next morning, I brought the footage and evidence to the station. "If this doesn't prove her intent, I don't know what does," I said. The lab results confirmed it pesticide mixed with bleach. Lethal. That was all they needed. Police arrested Linda on charges of animal cruelty, attempted poisoning, and interfering with a service dog. Neighbors sighed in relief. For the first time in years, they felt safe. But she posted bail, lawyered up, and claimed I fabricated the whole thing for attention. Her attorney argued the video was inconclusive. But my evidence was strong. Mrs. Alvarez and Tony testified. The vet confirmed Titan's injuries. Turns out Linda also paid a local inspector, Mr. Carmichael, to push permits through. The city launched an investigation. News spread. Linda's shady dealings made headlines. In court, the judge reviewed every piece of evidence. The chemical analysis, the footage, the meat, even the conservation agreement. Her lawyer couldn't explain any of it. Titan was called gentle, never aggressive. Officer Hayes backed me. Delaney emphasized Linda's illegal push to destroy protected land. The jury didn't take long. Guilty on all charges. The judge sentenced Linda to 6 months in county jail, thousands in fines, and mandatory community service seat and animal shelter. She was banned from HOA leadership for life. The HOA board ousted her. Richard Peterson, a kind man, took over and began undoing Linda's damage. We blocked the wetland development, submitted environmental protections, and created a neighborhood watch. Titan and I were interviewed on the local news. I said I never wanted trouble. I just wanted to feel safe. Neighbors apologized for their silence. I understood. Fear is powerful, but unity is stronger. Weeks later, the city council officially canceled all development plans. The wetlands would remain untouched. I joined the animal shelter where Linda would eventually volunteer. Titan helped me train new service dogs, passing on his wisdom. Our story wasn't about taking down a villain. It was about defending what mattered: life, community, and the quiet strength of a loyal dog. That's how Cedarbrook Glen was reborn. Not with loud protests, but with resilience. With people standing together. And with Titan always beside me, tail wagging in the wind. "Come on, buddy," I whispered one evening as we watched the sun dip below the trees. We made it. And we had. For